Today we're going to enter a rock beat into DrumBot, and then you're going to get a chance to make your own beat after you hand that in. Okay, so what happened last time is at the end of class we saved our beats, we actually reset, and then we created a beat. The problem with resetting is every time I tried to export or bounce the beat, it didn't work. So to show you an example, let's actually take a look. DrumBot projects, and if you don't have a DrumBot folder, go ahead and make it. This text file, see how it says text document? This is what I would load into the DrumBot. So I could actually say open, and I'm going to load that text file, and it's going to bring up what I did last class. Now the problem with that is I created this under the reset. All of these files, notice how they say 1 kilobyte? If I try to play these, they give me an error message and they don't play. If I don't hit reset and I just take off everything on DrumBot, I actually got a sound, and it actually sounds something like this. And it actually worked. So rather than hitting reset, if you did hit reset, go ahead and refresh the entire page now. And we're going to just take off everything that's on the sequencer to start with. Okay, so I'm going to start by just zooming in a little bit so you can see a little bit better. And I'm going to start with taking off all of the patterns at the bottom. So I'm going to take everything off. I'm just going to drag them to the trash just to get rid of them. And then I'm going to start with my A beat. I'm going to make a rock beat for my A beat. You can do your tempo at 125. Actually, let's change it to 120. So rock beat is somewhat similar. And let's choose our instruments. Let's choose, oh, actually, let's first turn off all the boxes. And we're good. So we have, this is a start. We have nothing. Do not hit reset. It won't work. Okay, so I'm going to start with a hi-hat on the top just to make it look better and make it more, to make sense to me. Don't do an open hi-hat. That won't sound good, but pick a hi-hat that you like. You can always change it after. And then we'll do some type of kick drum. Oh, excuse me, we're going to go with a snare drum. So something that you like. You don't want anything that sounds... nothing tricky. And some of the... you just want a plain old snare drum. Yeah, that sounds good. So here's a snare drum. And another word for bass drum is kick, so I can choose a kick drum. Make sure you choose one that sounds pretty good. All right, so here is my pattern. I want to do bass, snare, bass, snare. Now why did I do it like that? Because there are 4 beats. I want to use all 4 beats. So when I press play, I'm using all 4 beats. Notice there are 4 times 4. There's 16 boxes altogether. If you want to look at this a little bit easier, you can go down, don't hit measures, but turn down the resolution. Just hit it once, and that will give you just 8 plain boxes, and that's good too. So try that. Now, to turn the hi-hat on, we're just going to fill in all 8 boxes so that we match our rock beat. And our rock beat, just to give you a reminder, is bass, snare, bass, snare. Bass is on 1 and 3, snare is on 2 and 4, and the hi-hat fills that all in. So when we press play and we listen to our beat, that's what we want to have. Okay, excellent. Let's save this just in case anything happens. If you accidentally refresh the page, you will lose everything. So let's go ahead and save. We're going to save to your DrumBot folder, so make sure that you're in your Z drive, you're in your 9th grade music production, and your DrumBot folder. We're going to call this Your Name, and we're just going to call this Your Name Rock Beat. It's very important that you type in .txt. And one of the other things that we want to start adding to this is the tempo. So just when you actually go to mix these later, you have to make sure you have the tempo. So this is at 120 because it says 120 right there. So my rock beat is at 120. I named it .txt. I'm good to go. So if anything happens on my computer, I can always reload this. Okay, so let's practice reloading it just to make sure it actually works. So let's go ahead and refresh the page. And now I'm back to that original beat that when you turn on the website, it is automatically there. So I'm going to open, so go ahead and try this. Open your rock beat. Did it work? And if not, let Mrs. Johnson know. Okay, I don't know why this F is at the bottom of the screen, but it is. All right, we'll take that off. So now we're going to start experimenting and adding more. So we've got a plain old rock beat. On part B, we're going to add a kind of fill. So this is actually, we're going to change this B. We're not going to refresh it. We're not going to reset it. We're going to take off all the boxes. Make sure you click on B. And we're going to choose some instruments. So this part is going to be up to you. You can also change which speaker or the volumes or which speaker that you'd like these to go out of. So the fills are going to be your choice, and you're going to do 4 of them just for fun. So I'd like you to choose instruments that you like. Remember, kick is really important, some type of kick drum. You can use other things. The snare drums are important, but how you fill them in is going to be up to you. We're going to start, though. Let's do the first one together. So I'm going to start with, let's do some toms. We're going to do real toms. Oh, I like these. Notice the higher numbers are higher pitched, the middle, and lower. So we're going to start with, let's just do some basic drum fills just for fun. Let's do real ones. We'll do real 2. Let's do toms real 3. Let's do toms real. I like 5. And let's just do one more. And we can add the clap too. Oops. Toms real. So we got 2, 3, 4, 8, and we can keep the other clap for now. All right, so what's going to happen is we're going to make some type of pattern, and we have 16 boxes. I'm going to fill them in, and I'm going to fill in every other one, starting right on the 1. I'm going to start at the top and make it more like a real drum fill. And this is going to be a basic drum fill, and I think most of you could play this. Now, drum fills are used to fill in to make it more interesting. If I fill in every box, it would make it a lot more interesting. So now, after you fill in every box, I want you to take some off. And that's part of the drum fill. You want to make it interesting. You don't always want to make them the same. And see what it sounds like. And see what sounds good. Okay, so what a drum fill is when you take A, which is the rock beat, the rock beat, the rock beat, then we're going to take B, and then we're going to play and see what it sounds like, and then hopefully it loops, and it will. So we have A, the rock beat, and B, our little drum fill. Ah, that was awesome. One more time. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to save this now. So we're not going to save it as the rock beat. You can, this is your chance. We just want to save it. We're going to save this as your name, rock beat with fills. Sounds good. So this is at 120. Now we're going to keep editing this. So now we have our original rock beat. We're going to hand that in, and your name rock beat with fills, and hit save. Okay, so now you're just going to keep making fills. You want to do C, you want to do E, you want to do E, C, D, E, and then F. You can make your outro. So have fun with what you do. Your pattern, just to start with, I mean, you can mix it up after you finish this project and experiment and have fun. So we have AAAB, AAAC, AAAD, and then we're going to have AAAE. So we have 3 different fills. So one of the ways what I can do over here is I can zoom out, and I'm just going to pause it and show you what you should have when you're done. Okay, so I'm going to have 4 fills total. I'm going to have B, C, D, E, and then I can make a little outro to finish the song on F. So have fun right now changing C, D, and E to be whatever instrument you want. And then F, make it sound like the song is ending, because it actually will end, and that'll be like your, even though it does repeat, you'll just pretend that's the end of your beat. So I'm just going to go ahead and edit mine now, and then we'll listen to what I have. So here I go, editing C. I'm going to change the instruments, and I'm going to change the beat that's there. I can break it down to a totally different beat, or I can use toms. I can use the cymbals, the clicks, but I just want to break up the beat just a little bit, and this is what it should sound like. Okay, I changed all my patterns, so now C, I have something, I don't have a lot, I just have one instrument. If you don't fill in the instruments, it's fine. Sometimes you don't need a lot, so I have a hand clap. And that'll just play one time as C. Then D, I did a little bit more. I did some shaker and I did a cymbal effect. And that'll just play once. My E to finish one of the finishing parts of the song. And I'm just having fun with this. And then F, I just want a simple ending. And I can just have it end. So when I play it all together, it's going to play the rock beat, then a fill, the rock beat, then another fill, rock beat, fill, and end, even though it sounds like it's going to keep going. So make sure you save early, save often. You can save that again just to be careful. And yes, you can replace it. Hopefully everything works. And you press play. And then my song is over. So if you want to have a little bit more fun, go back and change the rock beat before you hand this in, and see if you can change the rock beat a little bit or a lot. You can change the rock beat a lot if you press play. Maybe I can just move. That is not really a rock beat anymore. Or I can do this. Just one little change changes the whole beat. Decide what you like best for A. Then go ahead and save it again. And then last but not least, you're going to bounce your final copy. This is going to be exporting. So when you bounce, you are exporting it. So we're going to call it Your Name Modified Rock Beat with fills. You can change the tempo, it's up to you. So whatever tempo you put, please feel free. And it's really important to type .wav. This way you can hear it. It's a bigger version of an MP3. I press save. And when I go to my Z Drive folder, there it is. And I can actually listen to the whole thing. And that's my modified one. So now, if you are finished and you've handed everything in, I'd like you to hand in your Rockbeat files, and I can actually delete all these broken files. I want you to hand in your Rockbeat files. I want you to hand in your WAV file, and ask for any help along the way if you need it. The last thing I want you to do is have fun and start making your own beats. And you can easily put these into Mixcraft, and I'll show you just real quick how after you export a simple, just one beat, you can put it in Mixcraft. So you can choose to beat match your music, and it should figure out the beat for you, but it should be 120 because you set it at 120. If it's not 120, go ahead and change the tempo here to whatever tempo you used in DrumBot. So all you have to do is drag the file in, and then you can start to edit it and put other things on top of it. I can switch my tempo, and now I can work with my drum beat. So have fun.